didn't open up.
Are they opening up now, though?
Pressure.
Huh?
Pressure.
They did on his.
The Muscatine City Council will come to order. We'll begin this evening, as usual, with a roll call. Fran?
Councilmembers Lorette,
Present.
Fitzgerald.
Present.
Natvig.
Present.
Shahade.
Present.
Bynum.
Present.
Phillips. Present. Spread.
Present.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you, Fran. Folks, would you rise and join me in our Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome. Item number 4 on your agenda this evening, communications from citizens. If there's anyone in council chambers wishes to address the council, now is the time to do that about an item or an issue that is not included in tonight's agenda. Very good, we'll move on. Item 5, the consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes items 6A, items 8A through I? By the way, item J, 8J is to be voted on in a separate, at the end of the consent agenda here. Item 9A, filing of communications, item 12A through F, and tonight's bills totaling $6,192,939.09, as well as receipt summaries and journal entries for April 2013. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second, Your Honor.
And a second, Bob. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried, 7-0. Okay, now for that 8J item, presented for city council's consideration is a request to authorize the moving of a pole building from its current location at 4815 55th Avenue West to 2399 Mittman Road on Friday, June 7th, 2013. That's tomorrow. Goodwin House Moving of Washington, Iowa will be moving the building. All of the utility companies have been contacted. The county engineer has issued the necessary permit, and the certificate of insurance has been received. No permit is required to cross Highway 61. Arrangements are being made to have 2 law enforcement officers as escorts. The rain date is June 20th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So move.
Bob?
Second.
Second, Jeanette. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried, 7-0. Item 11, presented for city council's consideration is the final reading of an ordinance rezoning property at 3205 Cedar Street, Muscatine Power and Water. MPNW has submitted a request to rezone a 42-acre parcel located at their facility from R3 single-family residential to C3 planned commercial. The purpose of the request is to bring the zoning of this parcel in line with its current use. Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance as submitted and direct for its publication as required by law?
So moved, Your Honor.
That was Scott.
Second.
And a second, Tom. Any discussion, council? This is a roll call, folks, beginning with Scott.
Aye.
Phil?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Jeanette?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
And Osama?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0. Item B, presented for city council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing on a proposed development agreement. A request has been received for a proposed tax rebate proposal for the construction of a new industrial facility in the consolidated urban renewal area. Prior to the consideration of a development agreement, the city conducted a consultation with other taxing authorities and scheduled a public hearing on a proposed amendment to the adopted urban renewal plan. It is also necessary for the city to schedule a separate public hearing and provide public notice prior to any consideration concerning a development agreement utilizing tax increment financing. This public hearing will be held on Thursday, June 20th, 2013, at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
That's Tom,
Second, Your Honor.
and a second Phil. Any discussion, council? Also roll call vote, beginning with Tom
Aye.
and Jeanette,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Osama.
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Phil.
Aye.
And Mark.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0. Item C. Does everyone have this update, Fran?
Council does. Did you get yours, Randy?
Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to enter into a 28E agreement with the state of Iowa. The Iowa Department of Public Health is requesting the city enter into a 28E agreement to provide inspection services, record keeping, and other activities related to swimming pools, spas, tanning facilities, and tattoo establishments within the city of Muscatine and Muscatine County effective July 1st, 2013 through June 30th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
I heard Jeanette over there. A second?
Second.
Second, Phil. Any discussion, council?
So this includes the Muscatine County also?
Does,
The
specifically.
entire county?
Yes.
Okay.
Fran, is this a roll call or?
Voice vote.
Voice,
Okay,
voice.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries 7-0. Item D. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve a 28E agreement with the Iowa Department of Inspection and Appeals for inspection services within the city of Muscatine. The state is requesting the city to enter into a 28E agreement with respect to retail establishments located within the city for the period beginning July 1st, 2013 and ending June 30th, 2015. Staff has completed the required training to operate, manage, and enforce the health inspection program as per state guidelines. The state is now offering a 2-year agreement for these services. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
We'll give that to Osama.
Second.
Second, Mark. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Item E. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request from the Police Department to purchase a radio repeater and antenna for coverage of the Ripley Trailer Court area. A quote was received from Communications Engineering Corporation in the amount of $16,843.44 for the repeater and additional equipment and/or hardware needed to complete the radio system. This repeater will allow for communications out to the trailer court and enhance coverage on East Hill as well as downtown. The original estimated amount was $20,000 to $25,000, and there is still funding available in the bonded amount established in 2010 for the department's radio system. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
I heard Tom over there.
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Osama. Discussion, council. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 7-0. Item F. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to authorize the purchase of 2 transit vehicles. The city was notified by the state that funds are available for the purchase of these 2 buses at 83% federal participation, which means the city is responsible for 17%. The city, along with 9 other agencies in Iowa, is a member of a cooperative purchasing agreement with the state of Minnesota, which allows city to piggyback with the vendor chosen by Minnesota for transit vehicle purchases. Staff is requesting the issuance of a purchase order in the amount of $176,000 to Hogland Bus Company of Marshalltown, Iowa for 2 17-passenger Glavel buses. The city's share is $14,960 per bus for a total of $29,920. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
Mark?
Second.
Second, Scott. Discussion, council?
These were budgeted for, any?
They were budgeted for next fiscal year, but when we amended the budget here a few weeks ago, we moved them from that year into this year because money became available now.
Thank you.
Anyone else, council?
Yeah, just one other follow-up. And was there some discussion that we don't know, with everything at the federal level, how long these kind of things might be?
It's not specifically, Scott, except we know that it's not something that we can totally rely on in the future. So we would like to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. In this particular case, since we had the money budgeted, it just made it a lot easier to move it from one fiscal year back into this year to get this done. So,
Anyone else, council? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries 7-0. Item G, presented for city council's consideration is a request to authorize the issuance of a purchase order for the 2013 pavement crushing program. One bid for this service was received by Bushman Excavating at a cost of $5.25 per ton. It will cost the city $5.25 per ton to crush the material compared to purchasing the same stone from the quarry at a cost of $12.50. Staff is requesting the issuance of a purchase order to Bushman Excavating in the amount not to exceed $50,000. There is $50,000 budgeted for this service. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
Mark?
Second.
Second, Jeanette. Discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries 7-0. Item H, presented for city council's consideration is a request to approve change order number 5 for the West Hill Sewer Separation Project. This change order involves adding 6 pay items not included in the contract to enhance stormwater drainage on 8th Street near Cedar Street. This enhancement will maintain odor control while providing adequate stormwater capacity. A closure time extension on 8th Street from 2 weeks to 4 weeks has been included as part of the change order. This change order will increase the contract price by $19,275.25, bringing the total to $3,714,881.46. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second, Mark. Discussion, council?
Yeah, I have a
would like to
question.
make a comment. If the council does approve this change order, more than likely, next week is when we will close 8th Street between Cedar and Sycamore. The intersections at 8th and Cedar and 8th and Sycamore will remain open, but that portion of the street, 8th Street, will be closed and will probably be closed for about a month.
That's a maybe at this point, Randy? Or for
As
sure?
I'm told that they will get started next week if the council approves this tonight. As far as the duration of it, I think that they give themselves a little bit of time and saying that it could go as long as 4 weeks. At one point, they had looked at getting it done in 2 weeks.
I'm sure our friends at the Journal will help us disseminate that information.
I do have a question, maybe a comment. I don't know, when we accepted this bid proposal, is this not the bid that came in $1 million under the engineer's estimate?
It did come in quite a
Yeah,
bit.
and I expressed concern at the time that that was awfully low. Here we are on the 5th change order. How do you guys feel about where this project is going and how much more of this? I know it's a crystal ball, and I want to do the job right, but I just want to make sure we've got controls in place to make sure we don't.
Well, John can address this particular change order specifically, Tom, but overall, the project is going very well, considering how large of a project it is and for the amount that's been budgeted. We feel that the contractor is on schedule. He is doing or they're doing what they said that they were going to do. And I believe that the bulk of this change order has to do with the, a flap, right, on the inlet?
John, could you come up and share with our viewers as well?
John Lutz, city engineer. Yeah, this work on 8th Street addresses some flooding issues that we have at the low point on 8th Street adjacent to the Cedar Street intersection. There are some inlets that have odor control in them. Basically, there's a sump, and it functions well to keep odor from the sewer down below coming up into the neighborhood, but it restricts the water flow. So this is a different system to be installed on that street in order to maintain capacity and get all the water through and not flood into cars. You know, I've seen cars stalled out trying to drive through the water down at that 8th Street area.
So this is a change in design?
This is a
It's not
change
an
in-
omission of the bid or anything like that?
Correct. And the reason for the change order is we can't just extend
Sure.
units. These are some different items, like a 24-inch flap gate. You know, we don't have that in our bid proposal. So we broke those out, and Bill Hague does a real good job as far as itemizing out and doing comparisons and making sure that proposed amounts for change orders are appropriate.
And just,
But-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Osama.
Just while John's standing there here, just going back to Tom's original question here, are you foreseeing more changes coming up here since we are talking about the 5th change already here? So are you foreseeing some more change orders through to this, and they might find something different?
We are through the difficult part of this project. We are through the downtown, you know, we've been up Cedar Street along the tunnel, and we're headed up 6th Street, you know, about halfway there up 6th. And we're headed towards some more deeper excavations, and that may be more difficult for the contractor excavating deeper, but really the surprises that would come up now are less likely. I think we're about 70% through the job, something like that.
Right, and I think to answer both your questions in general, we do not see the contractor making up the
I
difference
understand.
with change orders.
One thing leads to another, that's the
Yeah,
design.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thank you, John.
And just as a side note, we're taking our share of phone calls about standing water at the lot at 8th and Cedar. And this will, you'll see the contractor in there and getting that area torn up because it'll be under construction and then get put back properly, so we no longer have mosquito infestation there.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Anyone else, council? Okay, this is a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries 7-0. It is now time for item 14, communication from council members, beginning with Councilman Mark.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Bill.
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
Scott.
I have nothing, thank you.
Osama.
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Bob.
Mayor, I'd just like to say something that I got an email today from Lieutenant Andy Summit stating that the announcement, the second annual Citizens Fire Academy, there will be one, starts September 10th through October 29th is graduation. And between those 2 dates that you're going to learn everything under the sun on how to climb ladders, open up fire hydrants, to getting wet, to hazmat, and also the emergency rooms as well. Only 12 positions open. If you're interested at all, those 12 positions are going to fill up very quickly. You can apply online on www.muscatineiowa.gov, and I would do it today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Jeanette.
Do you want to go again, Bob?
Sure, but they won't let me.
You're smart.
I thought maybe I'd sign up for it.
Go for
Do you
it.
think that'd work?
Try it.
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Very good, Jeanette. Councilman Tom.
I have nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Okay, and over to you, Randy.
I do have a couple of items, Your Honor. Muscatine Power and Water has requested that we close the intersection of 8th and Spring Street because they have a small water leak there. We've done this in the past. We will not allow them to do that, A, until we have council approval, but also while there's high water, and that 8th Street is a detour route, but the water is receding, and we don't see that as being a problem. Power and Water would have it closed, they're saying at the most for 2 days to get this taken care of. And what it amounts to is we basically detour traffic from down to 7th to Poplar and back up to 8th, so it's just down, up, and over. Like I said, we've done it in the past. But when we do close off streets, it is appropriate for the city council to approve that. So I would ask your approval to close the intersection of East 8th and Spring Street by Muscatine Power and Water for water leak repair.
Are you looking for a consensus tonight?
Motion. I'll move the approval.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Phil, second by Scott. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
The other thing, Mayor, it was a week ago yesterday that the Iowa Flood Center sponsored a program called Living with Floods. Muscatine hosted one of several cities, and at that time, we had a very good presentation by representatives from the Iowa Flood Center, Steve Boca, Randy Howell, and two people from the Corps of Engineers, Shirley Johnson and Greg Karlovitz, and also our MAGIC staff, Mark Warren and Mark Yarrington, and gave a good presentation on basically how Muscatine handles floods. The significance of this is, there's a lot of significance to it, but in thanking people for their help in doing this, I received a note back from Shirley Johnson with the Corps of Engineers, and she said that, and I will quote to you part of her memo, that it is very exciting for us to work with MAGIC and a community that is proactive and makes preparedness planning a priority. This year, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Flood Risk Management and Silver Jackets programs will conduct a series of webinars to share information and experience among those actively managing flood risk. The Rock Island District will be presenting the Muscatine Island Urban Levee System Study Breach Analysis as part of the levee safety session. Thank you for allowing us to use the Muscatine Island Breach Analysis Study as an example and resource for other communities. And we have the next step to go with this, and that is meeting with the MAGIC staff on Monday, John Krusenstein, so that we get the appropriate data put on the city's website and to make it available to the stakeholders, which is everyone in Muscatine, because you're all stakeholders. And at the same time, I've contacted the fire department and asked them to meet so that we can start drafting the next chapter of our disaster response plan based on the information that we now have. We'd just like to finish this up and finish the Living with Floods program by inviting everyone to come down to the riverfront Tuesday night, June 11th, from 7 to 9 o'clock. The Preservation Hall Jazz Band will be there to perform, which is an extension of the program sponsored again by Iowa Flood Center. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Randy.
Randy?
Fran?
I have nothing, Your Honor.
I do have a question. I was at the flood meeting, as was Councilman Bynum, and there was a concern expressed that Homeland Security was of the opinion we should restrict access to that study, which makes no sense to me. But is that a barrier, or are you comfortable that that's not going to get in the way?
I'm comfortable that it's not going to be in the way.
Okay,
And he'll go to jail.
that's right.
My comfort level is based on the fact that there are no secrets here. That levee is very visible.
Yeah.
It's could be destroyed through 1,000 different ways, most of them from natural events. And when and if the unimaginable would ever occur and a break would happen, then everybody in this community is impacted by that. And so they all need to know about the information the Corps provided.
I agree.
I'd just like to say props to the MAGIC group for, they were a big player in that.
They did a great job with it, and you'll see their MAGIC on the website, because it is very, very good with what they've done.
Very good.
Anyone else, council? Okay, I would like to acknowledge the City of Muscatine and surrounding area for the initiative that we underwent all of last week in raising needed items for those that were stricken by the tornadoes in the Oklahoma City area. I not only want to acknowledge the residents of Muscatine who filled up one truck, but our suburbs of Davenport, Bettendorf, and Eldridge who filled up a second truck, and those items delivered Monday morning at 9:30 and were unloaded. Both trucks were the current and former Hawkeye haulers. A lot of people don't even know that there are two, but there are. And those trucks were unloaded by 30 members of the Oklahoma Sooner football team and supervised by Coach Bobby Stoops, who's a former coach and player at the University of Iowa. So Muscatine is just another reason why we should all be very proud to be a part of this community, giving community. Any other business, council? Is there a motion to adjourn?
moved.
Oh, that would be Osama.
On cue.
7:26.
There's some things he doesn't miss.
Good call, Mike.